For those who have been following events in Lagos, in Surulere particularly, you've heard the comments of the Chief of Staff to the President, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, saying that something almost cost him his job. And the fellow whose name he mentioned is our guest this morning. It's difficult to call him Mr., but well, okay, he is Honorable Desmond Idiot, member, Lagos State House of Assembly, Surulere 1. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much. It's nice being here.
Let me begin on a jocular note. When I Googled your name, Google told me first, Desmond Idiot, Nigerian actor. First. So
after 11 years.
Not Nigerian politician,
well,
just so you know. Well, but then it's not so easy in politics, is it? It's
oh no.
Politics is not acting.
They're two different worlds entirely. One is make-believe, one is the real world. And I just think I'm very fortunate to have had the opportunity to be in both worlds. And not too many people in this world would have had the opportunity. So for God to have given me this, I say thank you to him.
Perhaps, again, maybe on a note of counsel before we get into the real issue, is
yes.
You crossed from one career into another. Exactly. There are now a number of people who are also wondering, okay, I'm a banker and I love to sing. Maybe I should plunge in now.
I think you should. You should. You could be the Tina Turner of our time.
Why did you have to go first to the female? I'm offended.
Okay, I'll have to think of a man who
There's only one you should have thought about now, and that's Michael Jackson. The fact that you didn't think about that one, I'm offended.
My apologies for that. My apologies.
All right. Now let's get to it.
Thank you.
Recently, which is what is causing the furore, is the Chief of Staff to the President, Mr. Femi Gbajabiamila, who says he had a high level of respect for you, made some comments that's become news. And I'm sure that news came to you quite as some kind of shock. And I've also listened to you also say that at the time the whole imbroglio started, you weren't really in town. So what exactly is happening now, particularly what's happened since Mr. Femi Gbajabiamila made that statement? Have you had any overtures with him? Tell us what exactly is the background.
Thank you very much. Well, pretty much, yes. I was very surprised when that happened. I would like to state categorically that I wasn't in the country. My wife and I traveled for...
At what time were you not in the country?
That was during the period of January 13th of 2025. We were in recess, and then it was an opportunity for us to travel to attend my wife's younger sister's wedding. Was
that the time that the House of Assembly impeached
Yes,
Honorable?
that was the time.
Okay.
Right Honorable Mudashiru Ajayi Obasa was impeached. It came to me as a shock because I was in South Africa then. So obviously it took me about 2 days to come back. I was also as confused as everybody was. And then I saw that almost everybody had signed. And pretty much we thought it was from the presidency. In all fairness, we thought it was from the presidency. And of course, I put in I appended my own signature. I believe I was maybe 30-something person at that point in time, because others who had traveled had returned and had also signed. But eventually, Mr. President called us and made us understand that it was not from him and asked us to return the speaker. And we did. So my leader coming to say this, that I almost lost his job, one I have served and has also been there for me for this long, to have said that came to me as a shock.
So why is the opinion of the president so important to the House of Assembly if the House of Assembly was doing what it's supposed to do constitutionally?
Oh no, so at this point in time, don't forget that we work with leadership. It's just like what you have in America today. Trump is the leader of the Republican Party, so whatever he says means a lot. As it happens to us also in Lagos State and in other states, whatever leadership says, don't forget you're not there as a person. You are representing the party. So it's the party that decides. So once the party makes a decision, the party has made a decision. So if the party makes a decision, you could make a suggestion, but at the end of the day, party is supreme.
Interesting, because there are those who also say that while the president is, as you say, the leader of the party, we have also heard that the president himself listens to the opinion, particularly in Lagos, of the GAC.
Exactly.
So I'm wondering, did this overtures, did it go as far as the GAC?
So, like I said, I didn't know much. So that was why it came to me as a shock when my leader made such a statement, because these are informations I know nothing about. When you know nothing about an information, you can't even give answers to them.
Well,
yes.
Mr. Honorable Gbajabiamila also said...
Right, Honorable.
Yeah, Right Honorable Gbajabiamila also said that he asked you to make a public statement about the thing. But as at the time he was speaking, he said he hadn't heard anything from you. Did you speak with him?
To be very honest, yes, I spoke with him during that period. Okay. I always seek his opinion. He's my leader. He's always been my leader. I always seek his opinion, especially when it comes to matters concerning the house and a decision would have to be made. I always have to seek his opinion. He did speak with me at that period. He never at any point in time asked me to make a public opinion. And I'm saying that categorically. But you see, at this point, I always said, like I also said in other information, I am not in a position to speak about my leader. My leader is in a position to speak about his subordinate. I can't speak about my leader. I'm trained not to. You can call it acting wise. You can call it omoluabi. You can call it because I'm a Yoruba boy. It's just like when Zeb Ejiro speaks, then Desmond is speaking, looking at his eyes. I can't do that. Or when Bimbo Manuel speaks, I can't, because these are leaders in that industry. The same applies to, or that I've also taken into my political world. I cannot look at the face of my leader whenever it comes to things like that. I listen very intently at his advice and whatever he tells me. Yes, he spoke to me. We spoke at that period during the time, and whatever he told me, I took to the house because I told him it would be very cowardly of me to single-handedly leave a bunch of 36 people or 37 people and move to another side without taking the chunk of people. So I told the chunk of people that this is what I heard, at that point in time. And you see, because it's a matter that has been dead and buried, Mr. President says it's over. It's over is it's over. So for my leader to bring the issue up at this political time, I think is somewhat quite surprising to me, especially with the kind of regard and respect that I have shown him in almost all my projects. Everybody in Surulere knows I have put my leader first in it. I've put him first in everything from the football competition to lag rides to power to whatever it is. I always make sure my leader comes first. I'm always second to it or third, because I see leadership as one day you will be there. And I do that with pride. Even when people say, why do you always do this? I say it doesn't matter. He is the leader of Surulere. That you must accord to him. So when I'm seen like being thrown under the bus, at this point in time, for an issue that has been dead and buried, Mr. President has said everything is gone, it's over, revert to status quo, everybody move as you are. And we've been moving like that for over a year plus. So revisiting that situation is not something I think I want to revisit.
Okay, but clearly that issue is not as buried as we thought. Somehow
no, I think
it has come alive.
That's why we have the party structure. Okay. And I believe so much in the All Progressives Congress party structure. We have such a formidable party structure that I think through investigations they'll be able to do that. But I do not see myself standing hand in hand or one-to-one with my leader, someone I've respected for over 12 years.
Is there any chance of you having a conversation with him just to understand what exactly is happening? Because for him to have made that public statement,
yes,
at what looked like a town hall meeting,
exactly,
then he must have some kind of information. And it's also perhaps a bit surprising that even at that meeting, one would have expected that he was going to talk about it. You would be there at that meeting. Do you have any idea where that meeting held and why you weren't there?
I understood he held at the local government council.
In your constituency? In
the constituency, yes. Okay. I wasn't around at that period, even though I wasn't invited. I'm not sure I couldn't give details of that meeting, really. But what I do know is it was a topic that was already dead and buried. It was sorted out. The House is already moving on. The House has been moving. Right Honorable Mudashiru Ajayi Obasa continued as Speaker of the House. I did not mastermind anything. I had nothing at all. Nothing at all. The only thing I did was to append my signature when I came back and I saw a bunch of us, you know, if not all of us had already appended the signature to saying, oh, it was the party who wanted it. But eventually, the man, the number one, Asiwaju, called and said, I didn't order that thing. I didn't know anything.
Do you have any idea where it came from?
Where can an ant in all of this find what's my business in all of that? My business is follow the structure, make sure you are accountable to your people. Don't forget, I'm a representative. I'm not an investigator. I'm not a whatever. As a representative, my job is lobby the dividends of democracy to your people.
Could it be because there are those who have also considered maybe this is some way of people saying, okay, we've had enough of Honorable Elliot. Let's bring someone else.
Well, I don't think that will be the voice of the people, which is why in the benevolence and magnanimity of Mr. President also said, everybody go and test your popularity. Okay. Go out and do direct primaries.
So that's why you are not, withdrawing for the candidate.
Because I was not asked by him, my leader. Never. Okay. I went, even the day I declared, I flew to Abuja. On that day, I declared my intentions. The day I bought my form, I flew to Abuja to go and to see him again, to tell him, Oga, which is how I call him, Oga, I am here again. You know, but at the end of the day, I am here to also serve the people. Okay. I do have leadership. I do have the people. And if the people, so the president has said, let the people decide. If they want you to continue, they would let you continue. If they don't. So the issue I would like to bring here is in the issue that I raised 2 days or 3 days ago about intimidation. You know, and I think that is a matter that must really be dealt with. And I'm hoping that the party stalwarts and party leadership should look seriously into it.
Who is intimidating who?
I don't know who the who is, but what I do know is we are being intimidated in Surulere. If you know you are popular and you are on ground, do not intimidate the people.
Okay. Now, we also understand that,
yes.
Well, news report says that the DG of your campaign says he will decamp from the Desmond group to the Barakat group. Are you aware of that?
No, my DG is still very much with me, but I do have some of my people in my think tank that we're also working at the local government and have been sacked. And they have to survive. Some of them have called me crying. We've cried together. And I said, my brother, go back, go and feed your family. If it means you have to stop. But you see, these are things that must stop. And if this is what God has brought me to the party and to politics to do and to stop, I have been very truthful to my people. If people can come into my house, sit down, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 10 a.m., and then you can open yourself entirely to your people, then you can be able to say stop. So you can stop, sir, I'm sorry, stop the intimidation of people. Stop coercing them. Now they've told him they are going to stop the revenue he's receiving he's getting for the local government because he's one of my supporters.
So who is this intimidator, if I can use the word?
Obviously, I've called the local government. So if you hear the local government, you know who the head of the local government is.
So that's the chairman.
Who apparently happens to be my friend.
That's the chairman of the local government?
But the chairman of the council, obviously, we're all loyal to one person. And if one person gives a directive, you know what it is. But at the end of the day, we should not forget that this is primaries. Surulerians are watching. They are seeing. They know those who are accessible. They know those who they call. They know those who go to the hospitals. They know those who take care of the widows. They know those who answer phone calls. They know the people who are on ground. And that is what Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been asking everybody to look out for. Look out for those people who are doing these things, who are accessible, because they are the ones that will bring APC back to power. Now I'm twisting people and forcing people into doing other people that are not popular on ground, and you think that there's no general election. There is a general election, and at that general election, people will see. Okay. Let's see if you can twist them. Even though you are still not mentioning any names. No, I can't. I can't mention names. Okay. Because at the end of the day, I mean, it's clear. Surulere know what I'm talking about. Okay. I'm sure that Malkwe, my colleague in Abuja, has questions for you as well. Yes, please. Go ahead, Malkwe.
Well, it's a pretty tricky situation, Honorable Desmond Idiot. I mean, just looking at what it is that has happened, this is the first time that you've had, well, I say big issues like this, and they're major issues, especially when you hear from someone that you're of you and an action that you took. You have said you usually take instructions now, but you take your cue from the leadership. At the time when you saw the paper where everyone had signed, you know, removing Honorable Mudashiru, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa as a speaker, did you try to make any findings as to what exactly it was about?
Yes, I actually, thank you very much. And it's so nice talking to you. Last time we spoke was 10 years ago when you congratulated me, if you can remember. But anyways, yes, I did. I called a few of my friends, close friends who are colleagues, and I'm like, why una not tell me, see, this kind of thing they happen? And they say, but you know they're around now. We don't know. Now, as we see them, I mean, this is how we speak. And so basically, it's more like saying we follow the bandwagon. But at the end of the day, the leader of the party called a meeting, and it was sorted. Everybody did their apologies. Everybody, as a matter of fact, if we could recall, on that same day as we were leaving the villa, because the chief of staff was at the villa, I came down from the bus, and many of my colleagues can attest to that, with one of my colleagues, and we went to see the chief of staff, not only to thank him, but to show solidarity, to say thank you, sir, love you, you know, because everybody knows how much I have truly love this, the leader in Surulere. And that's how it went. So yes, I asked some of my colleagues what had happened, you know. And then, so yes, that's
yes, you asked your colleagues, but not the leadership.
So leadership at this point was, if you remember, the lady had come in, which is Honorable Miranda had come in at this point as speaker, and you know, we just got feedback from that, and that's it. You know, you must understand that in politics you have to be very, very careful and extremely careful, which is why I tread very carefully in politics. You can't hear this or hear that. So you follow as the leadership in the House. The House is a separate arm of government, and the leadership starts from the speaker down. So when you listen to the speaker at this point, which is the woman who had come in, Right Honorable Miranda had come in at this point, and we listened and we came down. When I got another information, I called her. At this point, I was in Jos Plateau State, celebrating the 60th anniversary of St. John's College. And I told her on video call that I had gotten a different information, and I relayed it to her. And I said, ma'am, I think it's best for us to tell the people what had happened, because it would be very cowardly of me to just leap and leave and go to the other side without everybody coming along, which I also did at that point in time.
All right, so I'm just a little curious then, you know, with all that is currently happening. When you said something, and when you were in the House, you're representing the party. But at this point right now, when you're going to primaries, you're talking about what you have done for the people of Surulere. Who exactly do you represent? Do you represent the party, or do you represent the people?
I represent the people, but I listen to the party because the party brings me in. Is the party, I mean, I didn't come in as Desmond Idiot. I came in as an APC representative. But once I come in as a representative, whether you are in UNN, APC, GGP, KKA, I represent you, and I show, and that I have shown in everything I've done. In areas of road infrastructure, many roads I've lobbied through into Surulere. Solar lights, as you've seen today, a lot of solar lights have been. If you come into Lagos, Surulere today, you'll find out from Akerele down to Adeniro Guswanya, Akishemoyi, Eric Moore, Bode Thomas, Western Avenue, Ogulano Drive. Everywhere is lit up with solar-powered electricity. I've also been involved in the injection power substation, to which I had the land given. The land was given to me by the then LSDPC MD in person of Sanwo-Olu, who is the present governor, and I turned it over to Eko Disco and also spoke with the then speaker, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, who provided a 20 MVA. So today in Surulere, we are proud owners of two 20 MVA powered transformers that can power not only Surulere, Kokaguda, Itire Kate, Mushin, and even Lagos mainland. I am so proud to the great effect and work we've been able to do. In terms of prepaid meters, we know that they've been doing a lot of estimated billings. Today in Surulere, you can't find that. You find very minimally. I have been very instrumental into making sure that a lot of prepaid meters have been given out. What I'm focusing right now is to make sure that the macro and micro water substations we have in Surulere will work for the people of Surulere. And we are already working on it because we are trying to make sure Ajinyo works and Iju Water works. And if those two don't work, we'll make sure that Surulere itself can supply water to Surulereans. And that is the reason. That's my scorecard. I'm saying base this on scorecard, not on intimidation, not on telling people not to come out on the day of election, not to tell them that you're going to do this and I'm not going to get them into the empowerment. What is empowerment? Cars that will go and die? Please, I want to speak to the people of Surulere. The life of your children rely on the people who represent you. We have been doing it and will continue to do it. If you know Desmond Idiot have been doing it for you, you can knock on my door. I have never told one person, any day, any time, to go out of my house when they come knocking. I will never do that, as long as God has given me the strength. And I'm telling you today that I will not stop at doing it, as long as you give me the opportunity. Do not be intimidated. Do not be afraid. Come out on Wednesday tomorrow and come and vote for the candidate of your choice. And guess who that candidate is?
So I take it this is the first time you've had to face this level of intimidation. Is that correct in your constituency?
Yes, ma'am. And also I had two personnels given to me about 3 weeks ago because of an incident that happened. And all of a sudden they just called me out of the blues and said they were asked to leave. And I'm like, leave for where?
So doesn't this tell you that perhaps, someone might be beating the drums behind the scene that perhaps you're no longer wanted?
By whom? By the people? I'm answerable to the people.
By the leaders, perhaps?
No, it cannot be the leaders. APC is not like that. The APC, so let's be very clear about this. The All Progressives Congress is not an intimidating, we might have people in the APC doing this, but not the APC. And I know Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu will definitely frown when he discovers, because I know he will do his investigation and he will find out who has ordered for that to have happened. So with that, my life is now at risk. So, but I am here.
I'm noting the fact that you have been very careful, you have been very careful to continue to pledge your loyalty to the leadership. I mean, you're wearing a T-shirt that has the president's face in it. You've been saying that, the president is the leader of the party, etc., etc. However, all of this, it would seem, whatever it is we've been experiencing in the last 3 weeks up until now, gained even more traction after the Right Honorable former Speaker, now Chief of Staff, had that engagement, which went viral, where some people will say, I don't want to use the term, but I can't find another, threw you under the bus.
So like I said, I couldn't tell why my leader, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, raised that topic up, because even after that time, we have had series of engagements. I have visited him countless times at the villa. We have had smooth relationship. So, I mean, he will be in a better position to answer that question. But I do not think it's something, and like I said, as an Omoluabi, let's not forget that the tenets of a Yoruba person is what I am and how I have been brought up. I could never look up to a leader and speak about him. I think leadership to leadership should be able to handle that. It's my job to say there is a situation at hand. Can leadership look at it? I don't want to get myself involved in it. What I am against, what I am firmly against is talking down and bringing people and intimidating people and sacking people, firing people from the local government because they are my supporters. I think it is wrong. I think it should not be done. And do not forget that people who are not partisan, who are just sitting on the fence, are watching. And don't forget that there is a general election coming up soon. And I want to support Bola Ahmed Tinubu to return as president. And I want to be at the forefront of him coming back to bring the dividends of democracy. Because I know Bola Ahmed Tinubu has nothing but legacy to give to Nigerians. Let's give that opportunity. Now, they will now say, look at you. Look at what they've done to you. Eh? How can you now stand? So please, I want to beg those who are intimidating people. I want to beg to local government, stop intimidating us.
Do you think it's a good idea for you to bring this intimidation up with your leader, as you call Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila?
To raise it up with him?
Is he aware?
I believe he's aware. Okay. I'm sure he's aware.
Is this something you want to raise with him personally?
Well, I could send a message, I could call him. Yes, I've tried to reach out to him on several occasions. You know, like I said again, I'll always come back. You see, I'm one who is very strong with tradition, culture, and tenets. As a matter of fact, one of my greatest, hopefully Sulere brings me back, is bringing the Lagos State Orientation Agency, whereby we begin to start letting our people understand those things that are not in the Constitution, which is how we are as a people.
Okay.
In respect. So yes, my plan is, and the plan is for my boss and whoever it is to understand that we must stop intimidating people.
Okay. I guess the coming days will tell us exactly.
I hope so.
What we're waiting to hear. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, sir.
Honorable Desmond Idiot, member, Lagos State House of Assembly, Surulere 1. We appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you very much.
We wish you the best.